What's up? Play Sports Gamer here, and I got a video not typical for my channel, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's a video on a golfer. I usually do football, sometimes basketball, but never golf. But I'm going to do one here because I want to talk about Rory Mcilroy. Full disclosure, I've never been a fan of Rory Mcilroy through the years, and I do follow golf. People might unsubscribe from me, but I've always been a Phil Mickelson fan through the years because I'm a lefty, he's a lefty, and I've been following him, rooting for him over like Tiger Woods. But this I want to talk about Rory Mcilroy because this is pathetic what he did, and I'll tell you why. But first, I would appreciate if you subscribe, especially a like and a comment. That would greatly help my channel and it will make me very happy. Alright, here we go. Let's talk about Rory. Rory Mcilroy, moving forward after Masters disappointment. Asked to describe his disappointment about missing the cut at the Masters after he entered his first major championship of the season as a favorite in early April, Rory Mcilroy offered a blunt two-word answer Tuesday. It sucked. It sucked. McIlroy said during his first meeting with reporters since missing the cut at Augusta National Golf Club. It's not the performance I obviously thought I was going to put up, nor was the performance I wanted. Just incredibly disappointing, but I need some time to regroup and focus on what's ahead. A little backstory on this. We all know, if you follow golf, about the LIV Tour. It's trying to compete with the PGA Tour and it offered a boatload of money to get players to play on their tour and away from the PGA. McIlroy has been an outspoken member of the PGA against the LIV Tour. And so in order for the PGA to compete, McIlroy and like Tiger Woods, other top players got together with the commissioner of PGA and they said, we need more star players at the tournament. So they made a deal that you have to show up to a certain amount of tournaments through the year and we'll give you a bonus based on your popularity. And Rory has always been a high quality talent on the tour. He's a multiple major champion and he's very popular in the tour. Second only to Tiger Woods, obviously, of course. Tiger still, he can't really play anymore, but he's still popular. And I just want to comment about the LIV Tour. People are highly criticizing players for going on the LIV Tour because it's backed by Saudi Arabia. And we all know what they're capable of. It's not good for anyone. That country's run by people that do very, very bad things. But say you're Phil Mickelson and you're 50, I think he's 54 years old. He's not really going to win anymore on the tour. He's not going to make the boatloads of money anymore. Yes, he's won a major championship in the last couple of years, but that was a fluke. So when you offered, I think it was 150 to 200 million play on the LIV Tour, if any one of you made that offer and you're 54 years old, you're past your prime on the tour, would you reject that money, even if it comes from Saudi Arabia? I highly doubt one person in this country would reject that money. It's not like you're living in Saudi Arabia. You're just playing golf. You got less rounds to play, less tournaments during the year, and all you need to do is play golf and collect that money. The same goes for any other golfers that want on the LIV Tour, not the PGA. And it's hypocritical for anyone to criticize those players because are you going to criticize NBA players or NFL players for taking Chinese money? I haven't seen one criticism. I haven't seen anybody criticize LeBron James for taking Chinese money. The Chinese communists, they have slave labor, the Uyghurs. You ever hear of that? They held those people in concentration camps, forcing them to work. Yet we see all sorts of people taking Chinese money, and I don't hear any criticism on that. So it's hypocritical to criticize people that take LIV Tour money. And Rory was the biggest criticism. So that's my rant on that, and that's my backstory on why Rory was getting this money. So let's continue with this story. So much so, McIlroy probably sacrificed $3 million of his $12 million bonus he earned through the PGA's Tour Impact Program in 2022 when he skipped the RBC, Heritage, and Hilton Head, South Carolina the next week. And it's confirmed he lost that money today. $3 million he lost for not playing golf for a weekend. Now I'm going to go on another rant. Every time you hear golfers, they say how grueling a sport that is. You play 4 rounds of golf. You have someone carrying your clubs. All you need to do is walk down the golf course and hit. Yes, golf is one of the highest skilled sports out there. You have to be very skilled to play golf. I have no doubt about that. I've played golf on the side. I'm not that great. So I know how skilled you need to be to play golf. But to say that it was grueling sport to play, that you need time off, that you're sacrificing $3 million because you're pouting, you're crying because you missed the cut at the Masters. I want to just shake him a little. What are you doing? You're an idiot. If you don't play well, who cares? Play 2 shitty rounds of golf and go home, and you still collect your $3 million. Anyone in the country would love to have that money. And he lost it because he's pouting and he's crying and he doesn't want to play for a weekend. Okay, second ran over. So let's continue with the story. McIlroy said he knew he would forfeit receiving the full balance of the bonus for failing to play in the RBC Heritage, the designated event with a $20 million purse. My mind wouldn't have been there. It was more important to me to be at home than there. Under new tour guidelines, top players are required to play in all but one of the new 12 designated events, not including major championships and players' championships. McIlroy has already skipped the Century Tournament of Champions in January. Top players who miss more than one will lose 25% of the PIP bonus. Like I said, if he wanted to be home, he could have played 2 bad rounds of golf and it would have been home and he would have collected his money. Yes, I don't know why I'm being so critical, since these players make so much money to play something they love, like basketball players, football players, any sport. And he probably doesn't need $3 million, but my point is, it's a sorry excuse to not play golf for a weekend because your feelings are hurt, you didn't make the cut, you needed to get your mind straight. Get your mind straight the week after when you're not designated to be at a tournament. There's people that spend their hard-earned money to be at these golf tournaments, wanting to see the star players. That's why they started this program this year. So star players will show up at these tournaments. And you got probably a big Rory Mcilroy fans going into the tournament saying, oh man, I got to see my favorite golfer. Then to come to find out he didn't make a cut at the Masters, that he's not going to be there. I think McIlroy should offer an apology to the fans of PGA golf instead of trying to, I need to get my head on straight. And he continues, we certainly have our minimum. We obviously signed up for the designated event series this year. I obviously knew the consequences that would come out from missing one of these. It was an easy decision, but I felt like if that fine or whatever happens or whatever is to happen was worth that for me in order to get some things in place. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan is permitted to waive the fine if a player gives legitimate reason for withdrawing from the second designated event. PGA Tour is eliminating the rule that requires players to compete in all but one next season. Man, again, I just shake my head that you would have a hard time showing up to 12 tournaments per year. I guess it's happening more and more with these players because they're going to be eliminating that rule next year. McIlroy and 15-time major champion Tiger Woods were among the players who helped Monahan reshape the PGA Tour schedule in response to the threat of Saudi Arabia finance Live Golf League. I had my reasons not to play Hill. I expressed those to Jay, and whether he thinks that is enough to warrant, look, again, I understand the consequences of that decision before I made it. So whatever happens, happens. McIlroy will make his first start since the Masters in this week's Wells Fargo Championship at Quail Hollow Club. He said he didn't pick up the golf clubs for 2 weeks after failing for the 9th straight time to complete the rare Grand Slam by winning the Masters. He spent a weekend in New York celebrating his anniversary with his wife Erica. I think the last 12 months, with everything that went on, it's been a big 12 months. I don't know if I fully sat down to really reflect on stuff. I never really had a chance to think about the Open at St. Andrews and everything that went on there. It's a ton of different stuff. It was nice to have 3 weeks sort of try to focus on what's ahead. 3 more majors, the entire golf season still to play. It was a good 3 weeks to sort of do all that and get refreshed and get ready for the next 3 months. Boo-hoo. You have such a tough life, and it's so tough to play these golf tournaments. Especially for him, he has no kids. He could tour the world and not... There's nothing stopping him from touring the world. I bet anyone would wish they could switch places with him and love and probably play every single tournament the PGA Tour had. I know I would. So I just wanted to make this video criticizing McIlroy for not playing a stupid golf tournament because he needed to straighten things out in his head. He was crying for not making the cut at the Masters. His 9th straight time of not winning it, trying to complete the career Grand Slam. It's pathetic, and I think McIlroy should be criticized for this and not, someone give him a hug and make him feel better. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think I'm being highly critical on this? Or do you think you're on side of McIlroy that he needed the time off and to forfeit $3 million for not playing a weekend of golf? Please subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks. See ya.